everybody, welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. I think that as YouTubers or people with the platform, some of the things that we put out there are entertainment. Some of them I think are really important messages, and this is going to be one of those important messages that I feel. I think a little bit differently as I get older, the things that I've seen, things I've been through, experiences, people that have been around, people that have come and gone, and just asking people in general. The more people that you know throughout your lifetime, the more you learn about people in general. Now, this has nothing to do with fitness, nothing to do with diet, training, any of that stuff. It has to do with change. And let's back up for a second. So, as of now, pretty much all the protests and stuff about the political stuff with Donald Trump have stopped. It's kind of all gone by the wayside. And I step back and, you know, although I'm not a real political guy, I'm interested in human beings. I really am. I don't really know why people interest me so much, but the way they think, the way they act, the way they react, it's interesting to me because we have a lot of similarities, but then things that really don't make any sense to me or are completely different, but it's interesting. So I notice, you know, all these things have gone by the wayside, and what has changed? After all the protests and all the hubbub and all this stuff, what has changed? Nothing. Nothing has changed. Donald Trump's still president. Donald Trump's still president. The same shit is going on that it was before. And I asked these people that were protesting, what has changed? What have you seen change? And they're like, well, nothing. I'm like, okay, so you wasted all that time and energy. What did you expect to get from it? And they said to me, well, flat out, well, if I can change one person's mind, right there is where I stop. Change one person's mind. No matter who you are, not me, not you, not anybody, you will never, ever be able to change someone's mind. Ever. You will not be able to say, this is what I think you should think, and they go, oh yeah, okay. Never. Never will you be able to change someone's mind who believes something, who thinks something. Never. Now, someone you can influence is someone who's already seeking an answer. Someone who's confused, someone who's lost, someone who wants to know something different than what they know. Now, that type of person you can influence. However, that person was already on a journey themselves to find out that information. And in 2017, we can type anything we want online and find out that information. So you know, doing your protests about racism or women's rights or gay rights or whatever the other things were out there, all of that information is online for people to get. Like, you literally can type anything into Google and get anything you want at your fingertips. Like, you could know the history of slavery from beginning to end. You could literally know what is going on right now, racially dividing the country. You can know anything you want at your fingertips. Now, some people will say, well, Jerry, how do you know what's right or wrong? How do you know what's real? Well, how do you know the people protesting even know what the fuck they're talking about? You don't. You have to learn. You have to decide for yourself. And I honestly feel, this is my honest opinion, no matter who you are, doesn't fucking matter, you will never be able to change people's minds or get people to think a certain way as long as there's free thinking and they're allowed to think freely behind closed doors. If someone is free to live on their own behind their own closed doors and think and say what they want to say, you will never change that person's opinion. They may tell you in your face that they agree with you. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. When they close that door, completely different topic. Completely. So why do we fight so much to change people's minds? I don't know. I really don't. I think they think, or most people think, that change happens with one person. That's true, but it's not you wanting to change other people. That's not how change happens. Change happens from a person wanting to change. Not you, the person already seeking change, the person looking for change. Now, one thing that I can compare it to so that some people would understand a little more, drug addicts. You know, like, you don't automatically listen to someone talk about how great heroin is and the warm, fuzzy feeling and watch Intervention and then fucking the next morning get up to go decide and to get heroin. Okay? If you decide to get heroin, okay, here's the chain of events. Something fucking absolutely awful happened to you. Period. You are in a lot of pain. You then want to get yourself out of that pain and nothing else is working. Someone tells you about the fact that you will no longer feel this pain and you'll be free of the pain. This is how to do it. That person kind of influences you to get on the drug. You were already seeking a way to get rid of the pain. You were seeking an answer to get out of the pain that you're in, and heroin was your solution at the time. Now, we know now that, you know, therapy and battling those demons so that you get rid of them also work. However, That's not usually the easy route, right? So, you know, I kind of step back and I'm like, why do we as human beings want to push our thoughts and our agendas on other people so much that we feel like we need to be in their face, debating, arguing, fighting, protesting? We need to do all this shit to get our point across because we're right. You know, vegans are the same way. I get the fact that they feel very strongly about not hurting animals, eating animals, all that stuff. I get that. And you can sit there and talk to people and they'll be like, oh my God, I agree with you so much. And as soon as they go home, they eat a hamburger, you don't even know about it. You know what I mean? Like they need to be on a journey for themselves. Like, you know, ran out of memory space on here. So we're talking about vegans. You know, vegans can be out there and really put their case out and you understand it and you can get it and you fully comprehend it. And behind closed doors, they still eat meat. You know, they'll look to their face and be like, yeah, I totally understand. And behind closed doors, they still eat meat. Now, why a vegan would push veganism so much on people that don't want anything to do with it, you know, their minds are made up, they don't want it, is beyond me. Because the people that actually don't want to eat meat are actually out there right now seeking that knowledge of how to change their diets to not eat meat. It doesn't need to be pushed. Nothing, I feel, nowadays needs to be pushed. If you're pushing something, you are trying to forcefully change someone's mind, which is not going to work in the first place. And human nature, when you're being pushed to do something, is to fight back in the opposite direction. So you're actually doing the opposite of what you are trying to do. You're not converting anyone who fucking doesn't want to eat meat. You're not. I mean, who wants to eat meat. You're not. The people that you do, oh, we saved them and they don't eat meat now. They were already on that journey by themselves, seeking the information to make a change on their own, and you helped guide them in that direction. Now, you can do that by just putting up a website and not fucking getting in someone's face at the supermarket or protesting or fucking being pushy every time that you fucking come in contact with someone because you feel like they shouldn't eat meat. You know, like there's other ways to do that actually create change, but the only way change happens is when someone is looking and wants to create it for themselves, within themselves. You can't push it on someone. You just can't, guys. So in closing, my thing is, I'm not here to change anybody's mind about anything. I'm here to talk about things that I understand, I know, and I deem important to me. And there are some people out there that are going to be on a journey that this stuff makes sense to them. There's going to be other people that fight back and talk shit and say that I'm wrong. Those people are on a different journey. And I'm not looking to change their mind or get them to think like I think. I really don't care. It doesn't really matter. But the people that are on that journey looking for the information, it's there. BibleStudyTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.BibleStudy.com is a blog. It's the journey. Information is out there, bicep. It works.